cold interrogation room. The suspect is young, just 23 years old, but already accused of something that will haunt him forever. His name is Stephen Monroe. Detectives believe he played a role in the murder of 14-year-old Noah Smith, a teenager whose life was cut short in a senseless act of violence. What you're about to see is the moment Stephen's lies begin to collapse.
You get with your attorney and communicate with the state about this. That's their whole job is now.
She not helping me, bro. They work for the state, bro.
The video begins with Stephen already breaking down, crying, begging for someone to help him. But the detectives in front of him are not there to comfort him. They are here to dismantle every lie he tells.
All right. So wanted to run some things by you and clarify some things today. All right, so that's why we're here. Since you're in custody, and I'm going to ask you some questions, I'm going to go ahead and read you your Miranda rights. Same thing as last time, nothing different. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used as evidence against you. You have the right to talk to an attorney and have him or her with you now or at any time during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. If at any time you wish to stop talking or have an attorney present, all questioning will be stopped at your request. Do you understand?
Even though he's been through this before, the Miranda rights are read again. The calm tone is misleading, because what follows is a relentless push for the truth.
Who was in the car the night when you left Rose Petal Drive and you went down to Bunnell that ultimately ended up with Noah Smith passing away?
Some dude that I didn't know. And then it was me, Dre, and Pooh.
Okay, where were you seating?
On this behind the dude on the left side, from the dude that I didn't know.
Okay, so who was in the front seat?
I think Pooh and Dre was on the right side of me.
Okay, so this is that, and I'm glad that's the first thing you said, because this is the inconsistencies that we have. Okay, so we've met with Dre and we've also met with Tyrese.
Okay.
All right, they have made it very clear exactly what occurred that night, and what we've determined is that you're being less than honest with us. Yes, about who was in the car that night and wherever he was seated.
No, sir.
Well, all the evidence would suggest that you're not telling us the exact story. We know that there was only 3 people in the car that night. So this guy that you've talked about, this guy with the wicks that was supposed to be driving the car, we can tell at this point for sure that person does not exist. Okay, we know who was driving because they've told us out of their own mouth that they were driving. Devandre Williams, in an interview with his mom and us, sat there and told us very clearly that he drove the car down to Bunnell that night. Okay, and he said very clearly that only him, you, and Tyrese Patterson were in that car.
It's not true.
Okay, well, in an independent, separate conversation with Tyrese Patterson, today, Tyrese Patterson confirmed that Devandre Williams was driving, and then you and Tyrese Patterson were on the right side of the car. Okay, so we have witnesses, cameras, cell phone records. When phones are in a car with each other, they communicate with each other and they can kind of tell who's all touching each other's Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and all this shit. And there is no 4th phone in the car, no 4th person. How would you say that? Okay, are you sure you're talking about the same night that I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I'll just tell you what they told us. They told us that Devandre was driving the car, you guys leave Rose Petal, you drive down to Bunnell. Tyrese says that you guys were going to his grandma's house to pick up some weed. You pass the block, Terrell Sampson standing on the corner, Terrell starts shooting at you guys. You make the block, come around, shots were returned at Terrell Sampson.
Right here, Stephen insists there was a 4th person in the car. But the detectives already know, from phone records, from his own friends, that only 3 were present. This is where his story starts falling apart.
If this is not true, what you're risking is now you have become the only person that's not telling the truth about this.
I'm telling you the truth.
Okay.
There was 4 people in that car.
Okay, well, Tyrese Patterson just told me 5 minutes ago that if Dre was driving, Dre hands him a gun, you have your own gun, and you and Tyrese fire at Terrell.
Of course they gonna try to put me in it.
Well, Dre said the same thing.
Of course they gonna try to put me in it. They both got a lot against me.
What does Dre have against you? It seems like you and Dre are pretty tight.
Well, I had gave them the house, like I said, because they didn't have nowhere to stay. You feel me? And none of them was paying bills. So I had to like dismiss it, you feel me, because nobody was paying bills. So they was pretty much had to find their own way of doing things. And since I was moving, nobody was gonna have nowhere to go, you feel me? But I wasn't finna stay somewhere where nobody was finna pay the bills and I'm just paying it by myself.
Fair.
So, and
that would lead them to tell on themselves and implicate themselves in a homicide?
because they're already in some stuff. So of course they're gonna try to drag whoever they can into it.
Well, I'll use this word because this is exactly what happened, but Tyrese Patterson confessed to shooting and accidentally hitting Will Smith today.
Okay.
Dre confessed to driving the car. After Terrell Sampson shot at the car, Dre says he looped around the block, gave the gun to Pooh, you and Pooh shoot down the block, okay?
That's still not true.
All right, well, there was 2 guns used in the shooting.
Okay.
We're being told that both guns were given to you to get rid of, okay?
That's crazy.
That's what they're saying. And listen, I don't have a crystal ball.
Yeah,
all right, I'm not a magician, unfortunately. I can't tell you exactly what happened. I can only tell you what we're being told. And that is what we're being told, and it matches up with the evidence a heck of a lot more than this guy that you're saying that you don't know, you've never met before, and just...
They lay out the evidence: cell phone records, Wi-Fi signals, Instagram posts. In today's world, your digital trail tells the truth you can't erase. And that trail proves Stephen's story is a lie.
Kia, and y'all are both pointing guns at the phone saying, you know, fuck the ops, basically, that Ed Boy's a bitch, Rod's a bitch, like, pull up then, all this taunting sort of shit. And then that means Pooh's at your house a couple of hours before you guys roll out to Bunnell. You guys are together. The phones match up together all day long. So later on, Pooh is sleeping or high or whatever the fuck. Dre drives the Kia. You guys go down to Bunnell together. This guy, this 4th guy, is not on any videos, no record of him anywhere. Tyrese Patterson, without explaining to him what you said, tells us very clearly, this is what happened that night. Dre's driving, Creek is in the front, I'm in the back. We go down there, we're not looking for trouble. Terrell shoots at us, we come back, and we let off rounds at Terrell. And somehow,
I hear what you're saying.
Noah got hit.
But I'm telling you, there was a 4th person in that car.
Okay.
And Dre was not driving.
Okay.
Dre was right next to me.
Okay. And did Dre shoot?
Like I said, I didn't see. You
Okay.
feel me? I was too busy hearing the gun sounds and putting my head down.
Okay, so everything is on Pooh. Pooh's fault for everything. Pooh, you think Pooh should get charged with
Like
murder?
I said, I mean, he just admitted to you he was shooting, you feel me?
Okay.
But like I said, there was a 4th person in that car. Like I said, I remember, I know him when I...
So now what you're doing is you're just selling me a load of bullshit. You're basically pissing on my back and telling me it's right here. And I'll tell you this right now, 211 on a norm does not mean help. Everybody knows that, okay? I know what the 2nd letter of the alphabet is, and I know what the 11th letter of the alphabet is. All right, and I know in my mind what on a norm means, okay? And we have ran this by multiple GDs, both old and young. We ran it by the gang investigators. So I know what 211 means. 211 means blood killing, okay? On a norm means civilian, somebody that's not affiliated, not associated, okay? That's what that means. That's what you wrote a couple of hours afterwards. To me, that means that you knew for sure that this boy was dead and that you needed help to get out of town. Right? Because what happened was you guys killed a normal person. That's what it means. Okay? You were in the car when this guy died. I'm not saying you shot him.
And I'm telling you, like I said, help. I need help.
Right. 211 means blood killing. Right?
I don't know, dude.
You don't know what 211 means?
Bro, I'm not even like banging like that.
You used to be.
Yeah, I used to be.
Listen, man, in your music videos and all the shit that you claim, that's a different persona.
I hear what you say.
Than the Stephen Monroe that's crying to me, begging for help.
Yeah, I understand what
That's a different person.
Okay.
Okay? So you gotta decide which person are you gonna be right now, because today is the day.
And me, Stephen.
Right.
That's
Well, I'll tell you what, in about 6 minutes, the whole world is gonna find out what's happening with all this shit.
I understand what you're saying.
All right? Because in 6 minutes, we're going live with local news all over the state of Florida. You need to decide right now, are you gonna be the only one that has a different story that's not true?
That's the truth, though.
That's not
I can only tell you.
Devandre confessed to driving the
Okay,
car.
I hear what you're saying. I hear
And
what you're
Pooh
saying.
confessed to being in the back and shooting. You need to tell me the truth that happened that night, is that you guys go down there, you're in the front seat, you have your Glock on you, this boy shot at you and tried to kill you. You guys pull around and you shot at him back. Was it self-defense?
I never had a gun, bro, and I wasn't sitting in the front seat. I know where I was sitting.
Okay, so all the other videos of you having a gun a couple of hours beforehand, days beforehand, weeks beforehand, all these guns that you're playing with all the fucking time, right? The guns that all your roommates tell us that you have. All these things. This is the one time you guys decide to go down to op territory and not have your fucking pole on?
That's it, it's Dre gun, like I said.
Which one?
Whatever gun that y'all talking about,
Okay.
any of them guns.
I'm not saying who owns the gun. I don't care who
I
owns the gun.
understand what you're saying.
Stephen, I don't think you do. I don't think you do. The state attorney's office is not very happy with the fact that you're making up this fourth person and that you're putting somebody else in this fucking mess that doesn't need to be involved, because you guys need to be held accountable for your actions, okay? Devandre Williams is driving, Tyrese Patterson shot, and you shot. How many times did you shoot? That is the big question.
I didn't shoot.
Okay, well, you shot a Glock that night.
No, I didn't.
Okay, there's witnesses there, and there's two co-defendants in the car.
I know what you're saying. Of course, they're gonna try to drag me in something because they already in some shit.
They told on themselves. They don't have to drag you into nothing.
Yes,
They told on
they do,
themselves.
because they don't want to go down by themselves.
They don't give a fuck.
Exactly. they
No,
don't give a fuck.
Dre doesn't want to go down whatsoever.
Okay.
Right, so he
What
says,
you saying, bro?
he says you shoot, and he says Pooh shoots.
Yeah,
Pooh,
what you saying.
this morning, he, just out of anger, we slide him a piece of paper that says you have a warrant for your arrest for murder. He's like, fuck that, I'm not the only one going down for this shit, I'll tell you what happened. He tells us the whole story, and it exactly matches up with the evidence. Exactly.
I hear what you're saying, but
What you're saying does not make any sense.
It
No
might not
driver.
make sense. It
You
might
said
not
a
make
driver
sense,
shot out
but
of the
I'm telling
driver's
you.
seat, right? You said a driver shot the opposite direction. This driver, this guy.
because he did.
So he shot down the other end of the block where there was no ops at?
Bro,
Why would he do that?
it's Bunnell, bro. They just trying to wet shit up. They just trying to kill people. They don't care about anything.
Oh, they
What I'm
okay.
telling you, bro. That's all I can tell you.
What caliber gun did you shoot that night?
I didn't shoot any gun.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. And I'll tell you what, the caliber of the gun makes a big difference in this situation.
I understand what you're
Okay,
saying.
no, I don't think you do exactly, okay? Because, listen, ultimately, Noah was shot and killed with a specific type of bullet, okay? And I think you know whose gun killed Noah Smith. Right? Now, what I'm telling you is that there was multiple shell casings on the scene from two different guns. DNA has been recovered from those shell casings. Okay? The DNA is being sent off, we're gonna compare it to yours. I'll tell you, I'll bet you $1 million fucking that your DNA is all over those shell casings. Those are guns that you've handled multiple times.
Yeah, 'cause I touched it.
Right, you touched it, sure. Those are guns that you've handled. You're in the car, this boy gets shot. Pooh shoots a gun down the street, he told us what type of gun it was. You shoot a gun down the street, you need to tell me what type of gun that is, because we need to figure out if your bullet is the one that killed Noah or not, because in the opinion of most people, and I'm talking about a jury, let's say, 12 people are gonna sit there, and they're gonna listen to sweet little 80-pound Devandre Williams say, this is what I did, I'm really sorry for my actions. Tyrese Patterson's gonna say, this is what I did, I didn't mean to kill Noah, it was an accident. And then you're gonna get out there and say, actually, there was some fourth guy with Wicks, and he did that, and I was just minding my own business in the backseat, when everybody knows it's not true, man. You have to tell the truth. You have to tell the truth, Stephen. Think about what your fucking parents are gonna say about this, man. Your parents are fucking good people, man. We know what you did, and it's all gonna come out. It's just a matter of fact of whether or not you are gonna be honest about it and ask for forgiveness, or you're just gonna be the guy that lies and says, I don't wanna be held responsible for what I did. And that is not the right place to be. What caliber gun did you shoot that night? Stephen, listen. Sorry. Listen, you're a grown man, okay? You gotta make a choice right now. Okay, I understand. You have to make a choice right now. Are you gonna be painted out to be a liar? Or are you going to stand up here like a man and say exactly what you did and let the chips fall where they may? I understand. Listen, man, I know you're scared. I know you are scared. Listen, this is not where you need to be right now.
I don't know what kind of gun it was. I really don't.
Okay. There's two options, Stephen. Was it a .40 caliber or was it a 9mm? Did you guys try to shoot and kill Noah Smith? No?
I don't know if that's what they're aiming for.
You don't know that who was aiming for?
Who?
Okay, who were you aiming at?
Who was it aiming?
Huh?
Terrell.
You were aiming at Tyrell? Did you see him standing out there? Did he still have a gun when he was standing out there? Okay, did you think he was going to shoot at you? You did? Okay. How many times did you shoot? This is the big important question.
Just shot once.
Just one time?
Where did they go then? That's not where they were.
I don't know.
We have to know what you did with it. Did you keep it with you?
No, I just left.
Did you give it back to, what's his name? To the food?
Dre and Pooh, they took, like I said, they took the weapons with them. I didn't, like after that night, I just...
Both of these guys say that they were your guns and that you knew what happened with them afterwards.
That's not true.
Are they in your house in Oak Hill?
No.
Well, I'll tell you one other thing, okay? You're being very honest now, and that's apparent, but the one thing that can probably put this over the edge a little bit to make you look a lot better than you look right now is to tell us where we can get these guns at.
But I really don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. And I really did not give nobody no guns to know. That's not true. The adding a fourth person, that was a lot. I'm scared and I don't want to be in this situation and get in trouble for defending myself.
Okay. Well, what's the purpose?
Taking the guns and all of this extra shit.
All right, let me ask you this. What's the purpose of coming up with the fourth person in the car as the driver?
Purpose of the fourth person being in the car. Me being scared, I just didn't know what to say. I kind of already said it. It slipped out of my mouth, so I just...
Okay. So
scared. I'm in a situation I don't want to be in.
But having this fake person driving, what does that do for the story?
I was really just trying to save Dre.
I
was trying to help people, bro.
Okay.
But all it's doing is...
Last thing I have for you, it's not the best news in the world, okay?
I understand.
You're being charged today with first-degree murder of Noah Smith. You have no bond. This is just a charge. It's not a conviction. Do you understand what that difference is? Okay, it just means that you have a warrant for your arrest for murder. You are going to be charged today, but it doesn't mean that things aren't going to play out differently with the attorneys and with the court system. So they're going to book you in down here again for the charge of homicide, and then things can play out how they play out with the attorneys. But our responsibility here is done, and there's really not much more that we can do outside of just explaining to you the process. But ultimately, I'm not saying that you killed Noah Smith per se.
Nobody gonna help me, bro.
What we're saying is that many people took actions that night that led to the death of Noah Smith. An innocent kid. Do you understand that? You, Dre, and Pooh, and Terrell Sampson all made choices that night that led a 15-year-old kid to end up losing his life. And this is what the lifestyle that you guys have chose to live, the fake lifestyle of rapping about killing ops and pulling out your fucking pole and I'm gonna shoot you and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, all that fake bullshit has led you to this point where now you... How old are you, Stephen?
23.
Well, I think you answered your question already, man. You're 23 years old, okay? You're not 60 years old. Also, I'll tell you who's really fucked here is Dre for what he did to Kamario. Again, man, this is just an arrest. It doesn't mean that you're getting convicted of anything. You will have your day in court. You will have your day in court. We don't have that power.
We're not allowed, bro.
We don't have that power.
That's not what we do. That's not what we do.
The state is fully aware of your case. We are going to let them know exactly how honest you were today, and then they can take all that into consideration when they're talking to your attorney. You know what I'm saying? We only have limited power. Our job is just to collect evidence. That is literally our job. It's not that exciting. I promise you that, okay? And I certainly don't like dropping bad news on everybody. That's not fun. But what's done is done. You guys made a choice that night. Somebody died. Now people have to be held.
Just take a right on this bench.
Stephen Monroe was eventually charged and convicted for his role in the murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.